and they gave their lives. They sacrificed their lives. I don't take that very lightly at all. And then this last Thursday night, I heard some references made to a new talent on KGO, Michael Savage, who was doing the 7 to 10 p.m. show, sitting in for Dwayne Garrett. And when Bernie Ward arrived on his show, he took it upon himself for an almost 20-minute dialogue to try to denigrate and make fun of that talk show host, to the point of suggesting that somehow or another he was a fascist and carrying on in some jackboot fashion. Thought it was really funny that that host referred to himself or his program in the third person. Went on and on dwelling on this ad nauseum. And then last night, Friday night, on that same program, people who were interested in the Blue Angels and the program that was put on there heard a different opinion. That's quite justified. But in the course of that, and insisting that he was the great intellectual spirit of the world, he proceeded to give some of these young people a physics lesson. In fact, berated one young person who called in, continually telling that caller, "Don't you understand physics? Don't you understand physics? If these airplanes collide over the bay, their momentum, they will obviously go into populated areas around the bay." A young student, 23-year-old girl, tried to call up and explain to him her understanding of physics. Well, because he took license in slanderizing other talk show hosts, and me in particular, I'll have to suggest to him that he doesn't know his ass in the hole in the ground about physics. Because a 10-cent telephone call to the FAA or the military people who planned that show, enjoyed by so many millions around the Bay Area, would have informed him about the physics he claimed to know. Those flights are planned such that the trajectory, if there should be any free-falling debris, will, in the best degree possible, take them away from the inhabited areas they fly over, and if they happen to be over the bay in the path that was taken, they'll go into the bay because the bay happens to be much bigger than the falling trajectory distance of those planes at 600 miles an hour and 1,000 feet. But now I'll suggest once again, I don't think it's very appropriate, very smart, very astute for any of the talk show hosts on KGO to be referred to as fascists or jackbooted idiots because they dare have a different opinion. I, for instance, wouldn't even dream of characterizing someone as a roly-poly, fat-ass, squeaky-voiced malcontent. I mean, that'd be really out of shape. But I'll tell you, if you want to listen to unbridled political propaganda for hours at a time, I would hope that he would stick to that and stay away from trying to slander other people who dare have a different opinion, because frankly, I believe the people he slandered, the other talk show hosts on KGO, happen to have a degree of intelligence and knowledge and life experience that certainly compares well with a person who has such dislike for them. Andy in Lafayetteville, KGO.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. And quickly, I'd just like to echo the sentiments, and I'm glad that it's an exception, not a rule, that stuff like that happens on the station. But all this talk about Iraq lately brings me...
You know, sticks and stones and all that kind of stuff. That stuff is of no never mind to me. Wattenberg is doing far more danger and is far more dangerous in what he says than in the epithets that he throws around. I mean, if you truly listen to what he would really like to see the direction of this country going in, then you can really see where we would be 10 years from now, which would be in a very dangerous place. So the epithets may fly. They usually are substitutes for intellectual commentary in most cases anyway. Jim in San Francisco.
Undone that two grown men would...
Was the brutal attack